art is such an amazing way to like connect so many diverse people in one community.
It's a refreshing spark that I think people need.
I think being involved in art, design, creative work reminds us who God made us to be.
Art is about getting something out of your soul and into the real world.
How awful life would be if we didn't have art.
I remember being shocked when I moved here from New York, renting a studio downtown from the Chamber of Commerce, who are wonderful to work with. They're awesome if you ever have any potential to work with them. So they rented me this space on the second floor of their building. A space like that, it was amazing to see what the potential is here for artists working in spaces that they couldn't access in other places.
Initially, I didn't even think I would go into art in college, but I did because that's what I felt called to, and yeah, didn't look back.
The Marion Arts Commission is a nonprofit organization where the mission is to make Marion more vibrant through the arts and bring the arts and artists to our community.
I went to an artist mixer there one time, and it was filled with like the best people, just so welcoming and like ready to like, you know, just like collaborate or like just provide wisdom to one another or just like, you know, chat and have fun. And I met some really interesting people there.
The goal that I have really is I want to be able to connect with students at Indiana Wesleyan University, particularly the artists. We want them to be able to find their roots here in our community where we can provide you opportunities here in Marion for you to create and contribute to our city. And then when you graduate, perhaps there's a way for you to stay here and get a good foundation started where you don't necessarily have to live here your whole life, but there would be opportunities for you to build a resume where you can move on to somewhere bigger like Chicago or New York or Houston.
Something that I really enjoyed in the last year when we made this project, at the very beginning of the year, we did these big ideation boards where we went around and gave each other sticky notes of different things that we associated with each other as peers, of things that we saw in each other's work, and then we also wrote out a bunch of notes for ourselves of different things that we love, things that inspire us, and we're just trying to make connections with all of those to see what it could lead to in the overall project. So all of that ended up being a lot of inspiration for what eventually led to this. Pretty much my entire last semester was focused on this as a collection that is all together. The work that's hanging on the wall was from years of my childhood leading up to this, and so this is all one character that I've been kind of building for a very long time. So this was a passion project for me that I really just reflects a lot of who I am. So it took a whole lot of time, but it's definitely my favorite thing I've done so far.
We do a wearable sculpture fashion show every year. The first 2 years we ran that, it was in an alleyway downtown. It was a blast. It was through Marion Design Co. and with a bunch of IWU students and community members. And we realized the first year we didn't have any electrical. And we needed to run sound and lights and a projector and all this stuff. So we were on the square downtown, started to run all these extension cords from the Marion Design Co. space out through the doors into the alleyway. And it was sort of working. But then a wonderfully generous city employee showed up, this is years ago, and it helped us rewire the whole thing way more safely, way more effectively, and just jumped in, like, because he just was excited about something happening in the alleyway. And to see students work with him and just like see someone of their own free choice, like, volunteer to help out a random runway show happening in an alleyway downtown was just awesome. Like that is a favorite memory.
For me, it's all about the culture. We have an abundance of artists, but it really is getting the people here in our community to recognize that we are an arts community. I've noticed that people that live outside of Marion, when they look at who we are, they see us as that. And it makes sense because down here on the block, on Downtown Square, you've got the Kennedy Arts Center, Marion Design Co. right here. You've got a hip hop recording studio right across the street. You've got the Community School of the Arts. You've got the Dance House Studio there as well. So right here on this downtown square, we already have a concentrated abundance of arts and arts organizations. And so it's getting people in this community that maybe they've been here since the factory shut down, maybe they've experienced the trauma of that event, and they still hold on to that Marion's not able to have these nice things. And it's trying to show them that we have nice things, and we can have more nice things, and we want you to be a part of it. That is really, it's changing the culture and the mindset around here.
Volunteering downtown is one of the best ways just to get to know our community. And that's probably first. Like the rescue mission, like there are lots of organizations downtown where you can just volunteer and just get to know who Marion is and who's here, the YMCA, Boys and Girls Club. There are lots of great opportunities. So if a student wants to get involved creatively in the city, I would say start there. Just a semester or two, volunteer anywhere you can, and just get to know people and hear stories about the history of this place and who lives here and what the what kind of dreams are animating this place.
I love classic epic stories and fantasy and adventure, just seeing what's possible and pushing beyond yourself and beyond your normal life to see what you could be in some other place, and just kind of with that helping people to discover childlike wonder again, because that's something that I haven't really lost and I really want other people to get back if they have.
Art is such an amazing way to like connect so many diverse people in one community. So there is such like a calling to that, and art just has a way of like giving so much character to a place and making the people in it feel known and heard. So I would definitely say, like, if you feel called to that area to be present in your community, like, don't shy away from that, because it can really like foster some amazing things.
How awful life would be if we didn't have art, and how much it uplifts the soul even if we don't realize it. I mean, how many times do you relax by watching a movie or listening to music, or these are all different art forms in and of themselves that the world would be, I think, just so much more miserable without them. So I think it's anytime I'm driving and I see a public sculpture or pretty graffiti or anything, it just brings a city to life more. It brings a community to life, and I think it just gives just it's a refreshing spark.
I think being involved in art, design, creative work reminds us who God made us to be. So that is like vital, because it reconnects us to a part of us that's made in the image of God, who of course is a creator who spoke everything into existence. And then Adam and Eve's first job in the garden is naming the animals, which is a creative task and maybe even a poetic one. Madeline L'Engle says it's a co-creative task, and I don't know how that worked cosmically, but it's amazing to reflect on. And I think that doing creative work, it connects us to God's purposes, God's kingdom, in a way that is really unique, and it's a real gift from God.
Whatever you end up making, whatever you end up wanting to do, is still worship and is still a way to glorify God as much as something like full-time ministry is, and just figuring out the individual ways that each student can find their niche and flourish in that.
Try and ask. And that's just a life lesson in general, where we only have so much time here, and we can spend it in our heads wondering, is this going to be good enough? Like, if I ask this person, what if they say no? Well, if you don't ask, the answer is always no. The biggest roadblock you're going to encounter is this thing between our ears and behind our eyes. For me, art is about getting something out of your soul and into the real world. And that's what this is what I want to build here in my community. So any advice that I could give on having your art seen, try and ask. There are opportunities to be found. Just come down here and ask, and let's try.